Guys, since last night. I'm Ellie Yamane. So just a little bit about me. I'm from Japan originally. I came to the country when I was 20. I came here by myself. It was my first time flying. It was my first time going away from my parents, leaving home. And it was my first time leaving the country. And I did that when I was 20 by myself, and I came here by myself, so that tells you I'm a little bit crazy,
That's a good sign.
And so I've been working for the corporate America for over 10 years, and I've been laid off 3 times. And so what I like about network marketing is you get to control your own destiny, right? Nobody can lay you off but yourself. So that's what I like about this business. My first network marketing was back in 2002. I was in it for about a year. I managed to enroll 4 people. And that was that, and I didn't touch any other enrollment since until about 15 months ago, and that's when I met Keith. So we were in the previous company. I was in it for another year or so, and I enrolled 28. So 4 to going to 28, so that's a big improvement. So when I started working Keith, is what he told me is he told me to do a 3-way call. And I had never done it before, and I didn't really understand why, but I just decided to be a good student and just follow what he teaches me. And so what happened is I started enrolling, but probably more important for me, I learned so much. You know, when you're on the phone with a leader like him, that's how I learned to do this business. So I think for me, this is the best training there is in this industry. And so I'm gonna talk about what's involved in the 3-way. Why you want to do it, when to do it, and how. Okay. So is there anybody here right now? Is there anybody who are doing 3-way calls on a regular basis? Just a few? Really? Okay. And who are not using the 3-ways? Okay. So why are you not using the 3-way? So here's some of the reasons why. Number 1, you don't want to appear weak. Maybe you don't want to depend on other people. And sometimes what happens is when you're new, you're using 3-ways, and then later on you stop using a 3-way. And you want to remember, this is not about you, it's about your prospect. So we already heard about systems over and over, right? And there's a reason for that, and I'm going to get into that. Number 2, you don't know who to call on that 3-way. Is there anybody who don't know who you can call for a 3-way? Okay, so get with your upline and get with your sponsor and ask them who you can call on the 3-way. If your sponsor is not available, go to their upline. You know, keep going up in your upline until you get support. Okay.
I think that
Why am I pointing?
I don't know, where should she be pointing at?
Why am I pointing?
At the projector?
Are you pressing
Right in front of
sideways
you.
or up and down?
This one right here.
Are you pressing sideways? No.
Pressing the laser point.
Are you pressing sideways,
Getting
Ellie?
shoved.
No, not the
Forward.
middle thing.
No, do the
That's
one
the
to the
laser
right.
pointer, yeah.
Do the right one.
Oh,
There
There we
okay.
go.
All right. You don't know how to use your phone to make a 3-way call. So we are in our own business and we are entrepreneurs, so we need to figure this out. Call your phone company, call your cell phone provider, do what you need to do to figure these basic things out, right? So these are the reasons why you may not be using a 3-way. And so now, why do you want to do a 3-way call? Well, number 1 is to bring an expert on the line. So this is especially when you're either new to the industry or new to the company. You just not going to be able to answer all the questions, so that's why you want to bring your leader who can answer those questions, right? Number 2 is called third-party validation and social proof. What do I mean by that? You've probably seen these things before, as seen on TV, celebrity endorsement. Facebook is all about social proof, right? All these things are third-party validation. Third-party validation is a third party validating and endorsing what you're promoting. So the more social proof you have, the better. And for this kind of three-way, you can use your leader, but you can also use your downline. That would be a great training for them as well. And you can also use a sideline. Number 3 is to give more of a vision and depth. So if you're the only person your prospect is hearing from, that's only one dimension, right? By bringing another party to the conversation, you're adding more depth, right? So I know people like Keith or Chris, they can answer all the questions. They can handle themselves, right? But I know they still do a three-way. Why? Because they want to show the depth. I know when Keith was recruiting me into the previous company, I remember he put me on the three-way with this guy. He had just enrolled like a few days before that, and what that did is, Keith can, and I asked a lot of questions, and he answered all those questions for me, but he still did a three-way. Why? Because it's to give more depth. It was good for me to hear from another party for a social proof, and it gave me another perspective from someone who's brand new to the company, so that really helped me, okay? So that's the vision and depth. And number 4 is to show the system. So we've been talking about system over and over. You want to show the system, you want to show that we have support, right? So if you are brand new to the company, and if you're doing all the talking, then what you're telling your prospect is, what your prospect is be thinking is, oh, I'm going to learn all that to do this business, and you don't want that. You want to show how simple this business is. And but so if you just do a three-way call, all you're doing is just being a messenger, a tour guide. So you want to show how simple this is to do this business. And so those are the reason why you want to do a three-way. So now this is the power of three-way. So you'll be talking to your prospect. Your job is to build a relationship and build trust, right? So you wanna, like Chris mentioned, you wanna ask them questions, you wanna get to know them, and you wanna build a trust. And then you're gonna bring another party on that three-way. This can be your upline leader, it can be your sideline or downline, right? And what that does is adds more credibility to what you're promoting. It brings more credibility, it brings more respect. And that is going to generate more influence over your prospect, and that should convert to more enrollments. So that's the power of three-way. So now, when do you want to do a three-way? Okay, so number 1, so you want to make sure your prospect has already been exposed to the business. They've already seen the video. They've taken the tour on the Versativa site. You don't want to bring someone who hasn't seen the site, and you don't want to bring someone who's not interested and expect your upline to enroll them. When your prospect has a question, the prospect is going to be asking all kinds of questions. What's the product? What's the comp plan? So when you get those questions, that's the perfect time to do a three-way. And number 3 is to show the system. So, and the system is what we just talked about. You want to show that we have a team of support. You want to show that we have a system with a three-way. You can plug your prospect into it. Okay, so those are when you want to do a three-way. So logistically, how do you do a three-way? So let's say I'm talking to Dana. She's my prospect, right? And so I've been talking to her, and I've been building a relationship with her. And because I already know her, I'm going to skip that part. But let's say she has a question about a comp plan, okay? So this is what I want to bring Keith in the three-way, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Keith, and I'm going to ask him to be on the three-way. So so what you want to do is so you're going to call your upline, and you want to give them a little recap, okay? So because I know I'll skip that part, but so I'm going to call Keith, and he answers the phone, and I'm going to go, hey Keith, I have a three-way. I have this really nice lady, Dana. She's from Calumet, California. She works for a salon part-time, and she's looking to generate more income. So that's a little bit of recap, right? So once you've done that, you're gonna connect the line, and you wanna properly introduce them, right? So what you wanna do is you wanna edify who you just brought on the line, and you wanna round it up to what's in it for your prospect. So in this case, so I just connected Dana and Keith, right? So I'm gonna edify Keith. So I'm gonna go, hey Dana, I just wanted to introduce you to my business associate. This is Keith O'Brien. He's been in the business for 19 years. He's a seven-figure earner in the industry, and he's one of the top leaders in our company. So so I'm giving a little bit of nugget to edify Keith, and then I'm going to round it up to he'll be able to answer all your questions about the comp plan. So what I just did is I just edified Keith, and I went back to what's in it for her, which was her question. So now she knows who she's talking to and why. And okay, so now once you do the introduction, your job is to shut up. Let you trust the system, let your upline do their job, let your sideline or downline tell their stories, right? And hold your urge to interrupt, don't go like, hey Keith, what about, oh, you didn't mention, I never do that, right? So, trust the system, let it play out, and then once that's over, you're gonna wrap up your prospect. You probably wanna make another appointment to talk again, or you're gonna go through the process to enroll, right? So that's and have fun. I'm just gonna end with this. Like I said, a three-way to me is the best training there is. This is how you're going to learn how to do this business. The more three-way you do, the more you're going to enroll. So that's the power of the three-way, and that's the little anatomy of the three-way.
Thank you, Ellie.
Do you want to do your best, Christine? Impressive, Coach? Greg.
There's one thing I've learned from you guys too, and from Chris and Cody and stuff too. On the three-way, you can pick who you want to call for the three-way according to the type of person you got there too. If it's like a real techie person and stuff, you call Yo. If it's a They need to know a compensation plan, call Chris. If they're a surfer dude, call Cody, you know, stuff like that, or a hippie vegan dude, call Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to connect people with like minds. If you know, if you got someone that has a certain professional background, see if you can connect them with someone that can relate. You know, and a lot of times when you're new, I mean, as soon as you start building a team, I think three-way calls to your new distributors are some of those powerful three ways you can do. We don't think about it a lot, right? But I think Andrew was in the business for 2 days, and I called her up and used her for a three-way with a prospect of mine. You know, and because a lot of times that brand new energy, that brand new person, they can, you know, they're relating to exactly what the person's going through. If you've worked with that new distributor and you've provided them support, assistance, and guidance and training, those are all the things that the new person, the prospect's looking to hear, right? So it's so what's in it for me kind of conversation. It's a powerful, powerful place. And use your sidelines too. Don't just go up. Use your sidelines. You guys are all in different groups, and you guys, some have financial interest in each other, some don't. It's really powerful to get on a three-way and have someone that has no financial interest in your prospect whatsoever when they're talking to them. It's detached, it's clear, there's nothing in it for them whatsoever, and it creates something with the prospect that just doesn't happen anywhere else. You know, it's, we did that when I was working with Sandra and her company. That was just the system we set up. We built our business on the law of reciprocity and sowing and reaping. And so it was never a question of whose team you were in. Everyone just worked together. And it just worked. It was brilliant. So you can get on, because if I get on with someone that I have no financial interest in, I'm just laying it out. I'm just ripping it. And, you know, and it's great because it's real, it's raw, and the person goes, wait a minute, you don't make any money if I come in? Not a dime, you know, not a dime. And that detachment is really powerful. So you guys should spend some time. I know you guys are getting to know each other better, connect, get numbers, use each other's sideline all the time for three-way calls. It's really, really powerful.
Can I ask a quick
Sure.
something? I think it would be from a brand new person's perspective, and I don't know the leaders' backgrounds, to have y'all give us some little nuggets, like when she introduced you, been in the business this long, you know, as a leader in the company, to be able to use, you know, some basic information about, you know, where you live, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And I know you're kind of giving us that, but I
And
think it would be.
there are some bios on our team site, and there'll be
Okay.
bigger ones on the new one. But here's what I would suggest to you. You're day one in the business. I mean, first thing I did when I was looking at the business is I talked to every one of these guys that were making money. I talked to all 5 or 6 of the guys in my upline before I even enrolled. And I got to know their story, and I learned it. And then, you know, when you first start, you move from telling your upline story, right? You pick anybody, so somebody in your upline, you start telling their story. I'm working with this guy, I'm working with this woman, here's what they've been able to produce. And you move as quickly as you can to be able to tell your own story, you know, create your own check, create your own position in the business. And as quickly as you can do it, you move to telling your downline story. And so that's the process, right? So you start with telling the story. I mean, we're just paid storytellers. That's all we do, right? Over and over again, paid storytellers. So you start off with telling the story of your upline. There's this guy, I'm working with this woman, you know, she's really helping me out. We're totally systemized, you know, it's just plug and play, whatever you want to say. You know, they've been able to go from here to here, from coal mine to gold mine, from donut froster to top rank in the comp plan, whatever the story is. And then as soon as you can build your own check, you're gonna start sharing your own story with them and your successes. And as quickly as you can start telling the story of the people in your team, that's when you know things are really starting to move, right? So, so what I would do is I would pick up the phone and I would find out. I would call people you want to use, and I would take 5 or 6 little bullet points, find out about them. I always use a little bit of business results in my edification, and I always end it with something personal. So, you know, there's a little resume, but you know, this is really what I respect most about Chris. This is really what I love most about Chris Kinney, you know. And so what it's done for me, you know, and you end it with that, because really, you know, people are looking for those connection points. All right, so we're gonna break for lunch, but what I wanna do is I wanna hear from a couple of people. We're gonna take 3 people. I wanna hear some nuggets, your biggest takeaways so far from the morning session. We've got a lot more for the afternoon. We've got community stands, we've got marketing systems, and training